All right, this next story that I'm going to tell is called The Guard Dogs. Brandon was a good athlete, a really good athlete. He's my oldest son, and as he grew up, he liked to play basketball. You know, anyway, I joke with people a lot that basketball is the horse sport of all the earth. That it sucks a whole bunch of white kids in, and then and a whole bunch of white kids and black kids in, and like a big, huge, gigantic funnel, and it only drips out a few excellent black athletes that that are 6'7" and strong and fast. But anyway, it's just interesting that so many white kids have such a dream of playing basketball, and so few are able to actually go on to college and to the pros. But there's a lot of great white athletes, and there's a lot of great black athletes, and I love to watch them play basketball. But Brandon was a good basketball player. So anyway, he was playing on these city leagues and so forth, and then he eventually started playing on competition teams. Well, I can't remember the guy's name exactly, but anyway, I think his name was Rob, but I can't remember. Anyway, the guy invited him to be on the Ogden Tigers team. Now, the Ogden Tigers were a team, I guess the guy was from Ogden that was the coach, and they named them the Ogden Tigers, and they wore orange outfits, and they had all the big, strong athletes in the area, the young kids. I think they were in 5th grade. They had all the best on that team, and they played really well. They were a really good team. I guess they had taken first in state or something at the competition level the year before, but they asked Brandon to be on their team, and he got a little bit of playing time in and so forth, and he kind of felt like the 2nd or 3rd string guy, which in my opinion, I don't really care what sport my kids play, but if they're going to play a sport, I want them to play and not sit the bench. I couldn't care less if we lose every game there is to play. When my kids play sports, I want them to play. No matter what, I want them to play. Even if there's, like, eventually we got 7 kids on a team, and they all got to play tons of time. So I don't like it when they have 15 kids on a basketball team and only 5 or 6 or 7 get to play. That's bullcrap. You might as well wrestle, which is the true sport anyway. But going back to the Guard Dogs, so we were invited to go. Brandon was invited to go to Las Vegas, down there with this Ogden Tiger team. And there again, I can't remember all the names and everything, but there was a guy named Rulin that was an assistant coach. And these guys were a good team, but the coaches, in my opinion, were a little bit cocky. The kids were a little bit cocky. They weren't very inviting. The parents were so-so. They weren't particularly inviting. But they're sort of, to me, basketball, a lot of people just think about themselves and if they get time and so forth, but whatever. Anyway, it was a horrible experience, but it was a great experience because of this. We went down to Las Vegas. We spent $1,100, and Brandon got to play 3 minutes in a game. Now, when we went down, there was all kinds of black athletes coming in from California and all over the nation, and that was the big, what do they call it? AAU championships or something. I don't know. There were some really good basketball players, but it was fun to watch all the good teams and the good basketball players. But anyway, Brandon didn't get any time in, and I thought that pissed me off, man. I was so pissed off that we took all that time and spent $1,100, and he didn't get jack as far as playing. Now I understand they're trying to win, and but I'd just soon not have gone and spent the money. Anyway, when we came back, I called Rulin, and I says, "How come we didn't get to play more?" And he and I got into an argument for about an hour on the phone. I was pissed. I was livid. It ticked me off so bad. But the point is that there again, my belief and my philosophy is I want my kids to play sports. I can give a rat's fanny. If they lose or if they win. I don't care whatever sport they do, whether they lose or win, but they go out and they get to have fun and they get to play. So whatever. So anyway, it pissed me off that Rulin was the way he was. So what I did is I went out and I got some kids together, 2 or 3 kids together, and there was a guy named Kurt that called me one day. He says, "Hey, we ought to combine teams, or get we want to have Brandon come on and play on our team. I think he could help our team. I want him to be a center." I'm like, "Well, he's a tall kid, and I want him to be a guard because that was his only chance. Is because he wasn't going to be that tall when he grew up. I think he grew up. He's about 6'2" or 6'3" now, but he's not. He's tall, but he's not he's not tall enough to play a center in college or whatever. So we were hoping that he would be able to play in junior high and high school as a guard, because he was quick, and his main skill that he had is he was able to pass the ball and deliver the ball to the people that shot. He wasn't particularly a good shooter. He was good at defense for the most part. He was pretty good at defense, and offensively he was a good passer. So anyway, I was thinking, what can we name this team? And so we eventually came up with a name. I wanted all guards, and they wanted to be tough as junkyard guard dogs. So I called them the Guard Dogs. So Guard Dogs was born, and I still love that. It was such a great experience. We played 105, anywhere from 100 to 105 games per season. Oh, it was a blast. But anyway, this Rulin, and he's out of the Layton area. Anyway, we competed against their team, and we developed our team. Kurt was really more of the main coach, and I was more of a helper assistant. I would give input where I could. I usually tried to get a good head coach because I didn't know much about basketball. But anyway, I learned. Learned principles like from the Rick Majerus camp. Go away from pressure, draw, kick. Things like that. Move the ball. Things like that. But anyway, less passing. One of the things I liked about the Las Vegas tournament was they talked about, I walked past a black team and they were talking about a 1 dribble or a 2 dribble offense. And I'm like, what does that mean? That means if you get the ball, the most you can dribble is 1 or 2 times, because we're going to pass maybe 1 or 2 dribbles, and that's it. So anyway, the Guard Dogs was so much fun, and we would compete, and we got really good. We would choose really good kids from all over, and we would put them on our team because they were team players, and they would move the ball really well, and they were really good defensively, and we had a couple really good shooters, Brian, a couple other kids. But anyway, Guard Dogs was a lot of fun, and I remember one of my favorite games was playing the Ogden Tigers again. Rulin and the cocky little kids from Rulin and his Ogden Tigers team, and we beat them good, and he would not shake my hand after the game. I thought, what an arrogant knucklehead. But anyway, he wouldn't shake my hand after the game. We kicked their ass. It was fun. It was fun doing that. But anyway, I really enjoyed being told, you can't do this, or we're not going to let you do this, and taking hold of our own destiny, getting our own team, and developing our own skills, and going back and kicking their butt. It was fun.